Talk to me about Helen Benson.
Okay. She is an astrobiologist. She is raising her stepson on her own. Her husband has died. She's really bright. She's really capable. She's brave. She makes some really progressive kind of choices. And she's really unbiased and open-minded.
Now, how did you choose this character? How did you choose to play her?
I liked all those qualities, and I liked the fact that there was a woman who had those attributes at the center, who was sort of pivotal in this kind of big Hollywood sci-fi movie. I thought it was great.
I'm going to ask you a series of control questions. Are you human?
My body is.
Are you aware of an impending attack on the planet Earth?
You should let me go.
No.
Speaking of big Hollywood sci-fi, this is a remake of a 1951 cult classic, science fiction. When you go into a remake like this, is there any anxiety or like, are you just excited about it? How do you feel about going into a project like this?
I think there's a responsibility to, one wants to be careful with it. One wants to respect the film that it was, and we do. Everyone involved in that film, I think, is a huge fan of Robert Wise's film. And be clear about the things that are that need to come along, in our current version. But it seemed like there was good reason to make it. It seemed like, it's a great story. It's 57 years later. There are people who know it and are huge diehard fans, and there are a lot of people who don't know the film. I think there are a lot of reasons to make our version of it.
I agree. I think it's also a good time considering a lot of the different themes.
I think so too, and I think it was a kind of special film in 1951. It was really self-reflective, and I think this one is as well. It's still, again, an entertaining film. Lots of spectacle, great effects, great design. It's exciting, but it gives a kind of pretty frank view of how we've been living and how we've been treating each other and what we've been doing to the planet, and kind of a glimpse of some of the messes we've made, and questions whether that's sustainable the way we've been living.
Keanu was very complimentary towards you. He said you carry the entire film.
He's very kind, that Keanu, isn't he?
He's awesome.
Honestly.
Yes, very, very.
Hard to find a kinder person, I think. Yeah, he's really lovely.
What was it like working with him? Talk about working with him, and then I want to ask about working with Jaden as well.
I loved working with Keanu. I think he did a great job. I think he's so vigilant. He's so hardworking. He really gets behind the film as a whole. So he was so conscious all the time of what his obligation was to the film and how best to serve the story, which is really commendable.
Yeah,
and generous. Yeah.
Why are people running? We should stay and fight.
They didn't come here to hurt us.
Well, we should kill him anyway, just to make sure.
Don't say that.
That's what Dad would have done.
I think he would have looked for a different way.
He would have fought.
I like to think I knew him pretty well.
I know him too, longer than you. What do you think?
Of what?
Should people run, or should we stay and fight?
Neither.
What should we do then?
There's nothing you can do.
And what about Jaden? You play his mom, and I think he had some amazing scenes that he had to pull off.
Yeah,
is this a kid?
Yeah, I agree. He did a great job. I think he brings so much to the film. I think he it's just a huge and wonderful contribution. I think he met all of the challenges that were presented to him, and he seemed to have a good time doing it.
I think so too. Final question, do you think that we're alone in the universe?
No. I think that there's probably some form of life elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big place, you know?
It's a big place. Who knows?